Good morning, I'm Steve Gustitis and this is Walkabout. The video that's coming up is Iceland 2.0. If you're interested in watching the first video I made of Iceland, it's contained in the playlist entitled Cinematic Hiking Videos, so I invite you to take a look at that and enjoy it if you want to. But before we start this video, I want to share the backstory. It's an exciting and funny thing that happened with Matthew and I before we got to the trailhead. In order to get to the trailhead, we had to cross the Krossa River. Now, as we sat on the south bank, we could look across the river and we could see some buildings over there. We saw a tractor, which I thought, I wonder why that tractor's over there. We saw some tour buses. There's probably about 2 or 3 of them. And I could see the tracks that the tour buses had made as they crossed the side channels and then through the main channel of the river. Now, when we got to the main channel, things looked a bit more ominous. You could see that it was deeper than the side channels. The current was much more swift. And so we're stopped there, and I looked at Matthew. I said, do you think we could make it across this thing? And he says, Dad, I don't know if we can or not. Now remember, I'm looking at these tracks that the tour buses had made getting across this main channel. So again, I figured if they could do it, we could do it. So we started across. Now, as soon as we hit that main channel, that current was so swift, I could feel it just pushing that rental car downstream. So I kept gunning that thing, trying to get to the other side. I could hear and feel the tires on the vehicle spinning, and basically we were stuck there and we just couldn't move. So I'm thinking, shit, we got to get out and start pushing this thing. So I said, Matthew, you get out of the car, start pushing it, and we'll see if we can get us out on the other side. So Matthew gets out of the car and the water is just rushing in. It's actually coming into the car and onto the floorboard of this vehicle. So Matthew starts pushing and we're not making any headway at all. So I said, Matthew, get over here, you drive and I'll push. So I get out and I'm pushing and pushing and I'm slipping on these rocks that are in this channel, and we just weren't getting anywhere. So there we were stuck in this river. We couldn't get out. As I'm trying to figure out what to do, as water's rushing into the rental, there's probably about 4 or 5, maybe even 6 inches of water in the floorboard of that thing. I look across to the south side of the river from where we came from, and I could see a line of people had assembled to watch us. They were taking videos, they were taking pictures of us. We felt like we were a circus act. So we're stuck, we can't move, we can't push, water's rushing into the rental car, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, there goes the rental. I wonder how much this is gonna cost. So I'm standing there in this ice cold water, not knowing what to do. People on one side laughing and taking video of the circus act in the middle of this channel. I look up though, and I look across the river to where the travel buses, the tour buses were, and those buildings. And then I saw it coming. That tractor was coming after us. And then that's when I realized what that tractor was over there for. So we're there waiting for that thing. The tractor took about 2 or 3 minutes to get to us. It had all the tow ropes and the tow chains. The guys were super nice. Obviously, they'd done this before. So the tractor pulled us out. We got to the other side of the main channel. The rental was okay, it was still running. We didn't have any water get sucked up into the engine, so we were good to go to continue our journey. So I have to say this was probably the funniest, in retrospect of course, and the most exciting story that I've had on a hiking trip. The video that's coming up is just a beautiful montage, photographs that I took of this part of Iceland, and I hope you enjoy it as much as Matthew and I enjoyed hiking through that beautiful country. So here comes the video. I hope you like it.